Greetings and welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking at the 2019 supernatural horror film Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, directed by André Øvredal and starring Zoe Colletti, among others. Let's begin. On Halloween 1968, in the Pennsylvania town of Mill Valley, three teenagers, Stella, Augie, and Chuck, prank bully Tommy Milner. When Tommy and his gang chase them in retaliation, the three take refuge in the car of young drifter Ramon Morales. They conclude Halloween by visiting the supposedly haunted former home of the wealthy Bellows family, who owned the local paper mill. Inside, they find a book of horror stories written by Sarah Bellows, the Bellows' young daughter, who was accused of witchcraft when the town's children mysteriously began to pass away. She allegedly took her own life. Tommy locks the group inside, along with Ruth, Chuck's sister. They escape and Stella takes Sarah's book. Back home, Stella discovers that a new story entitled Harold has appeared on a page that was blank moments before. In a nearby cornfield, an inebriated Tommy is stalked by the titular Harold, his family's scarecrow, after it comes to life. He notices that Harold continuously moves towards his location. Harold starts walking towards him. Tommy bolts. But when he runs smack into Harold, the creature stabs him in the back with a pitchfork, causing Tommy to vomit hay and undergo a violent transformation. Tommy is reported missing. Stella and Ramon find Harold dressed in Tommy's clothes. Stella is convinced that Tommy has been turned into a scarecrow. A new story, titled The Big Toe, appears. The protagonist, Augie, is kidnapped by a corpse searching for its missing toe, which is inside a stew that Augie unwittingly eats. Augie is then dragged under his bed by the corpse and disappears. After the remaining friends vainly attempt to destroy the book, they research Sarah's life. A new story, The Red Spot, starts to be written. Ruth is sitting in the backstage room, getting her makeup ready for the play, and starts poking at a swollen spider bite on her cheek, which explodes and releases hundreds of tiny spiders. Ruth is rescued but traumatized and the play is cancelled. The group's investigation takes them to the elderly Lulu Baptiste, and they learn that Sarah did not die in the Bellows house like many believed. She took her own life in the hospital where her brother Dr. Ephraim Bellows was her doctor. They head to a local hospital where they discover that Sarah's brother performed electroshock therapy on her as part of a cover-up and to get her to confess to taking the lives of the children. The family's mill had been poisoning the town's water with mercury, leading to the deaths of the town's children, and Sarah was tortured by her family for trying to reveal the truth. To avoid suspicion, they blamed her for the deed. Chuck, while trying to evade the hospital security, accidentally triggers an alarm, bathing the hallways in red light. In the tape, Sarah begins to narrate a story called The Red Room, with Chuck as the main character. Chuck is then attacked and cornered by the Pale Lady, a phantom from his nightmares, who absorbs him. Stella and Ramon are arrested for trespassing by Police Chief Turner, who reveals that Ramon is a Vietnam War draft dodger. Ramon reveals that it was out of fear after his brother enlisted and his dead body was returned to them in pieces. A head falls down the chimney. More body parts follow. Ramon realizes that the next creature is called the Jangly Man, a monster from a story titled Me Tai Do Ti Walker that frightened him as a child. The Jangly Man attacks Turner and snaps his neck. Ramon and Stella escape and run to the Bellows house for answers. Stella is taken back in time while Ramon tries to avoid the Jangly Man. Living out Sarah's experience of the torture, Stella promises Sarah that she will tell the truth of her innocence if she stops harming people. Stella writes down the true story in blood, and Sarah and all of her monsters vanish. Stella writes the truth about Sarah's life in the papers, keeping her promise. Ramon accepts his enlistment and shares an emotional goodbye with Stella before he leaves for the war. With Ruth recovered, Stella states that she will find a way to rescue Chuck and Augie. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below letting me know which movie you'd like to see me do next, and what you thought about this movie. Take care, and goodbye.